Oh, what an adventure this tea was. See our large supply just to taste this tea. So this tea is from the Tea Smith. It's a big world, drink it up, in Omaha, Nebraska. And this is the second one I've done a tasting notes on, and I have a couple, 2 or 3 more to do. But this one is orange spice, so since it's autumn, I really wanted some masala chai, which was the last one I did, and some orange cinnamon. And this one is made with Ceylon, and so that really appealed to me. So you'll see in my tasting notes about that. But before we go there, here is let me see if I can zoom in a little bit better. We always look at the tea like this. So the ingredients are the Ceylon black tea, which we see, and I believe this is the CTC, which is crush, tear, curl type. You can see I set a few pieces off to the side that you can see. Some of them are torn off and some of them are longer, and they are curled. And there's a few bits there. The ingredients continue with orange peel, which I believe those are orange peel, at least the two on the left, but it also has ginger pieces, so it might be hard to distinguish between orange peel and ginger pieces. The one on the right might be a ginger piece. I think they look very similar. It also has cinnamon pieces, and I think that little one at the top there is cinnamon bark. It does look a little different than the tea, but it was hard to pick out. And it also has vanilla pieces, but if it is really a true vanilla pod, that would really mix right in with the black tea leaves and you can't spot it. I couldn't find it. It might be there. And it also has some flavoring. So here's what the color of the tea looks like in the Gaiwan. You can see when I get to the spectrum on my notes, I put it as nutmeg. It's definitely nutmeg. It's on the darker end of the tea. So before we get to the rest of all of this, let's just jump right into the notes. This tea, again, from the Tea Smith in Omaha, Nebraska, and then we have today's date in late October. The type is black. Tea's from Sri Lanka, Ceylon, and I love cinnamon orange, and I love Ceylon tea. And this is supposed to say, and not, and not Assam. So this was appealing to me. I am not a big fan of Assam tea, but I love Ceylon tea. So I love orange, cinnamon, and Ceylon. So I thought, yes, this is a good combination. I do not like the use of artificial flavors in my tea very often, but there are just some flavors of tea I do like that can only be achieved with these flavors. So sometimes I buy it. I just want to find a good quality one. I'm not a fan of ginger, however. That's the problem with this tea. Black teas are fully oxidized, so I'm looking under the processing notes. We mentioned that and showed you the CTC from the website. This has a well-balanced combination of vanilla. Oh, I don't know if I ever got vanilla out of it. Cinnamon, citrus, and ginger with superior Ceylon black. If you're looking for a citrusy and spicy black, but not a chai, this one's for you. And then they do mention, which I appreciated, I actually appreciated that it does have flavoring in it, and how they blend it with flavoring and how they're careful about it. I just appreciated that they made note and recognized that it had flavoring. Kind of made me feel better. So there's the ingredient list we already went over. Here's the color spectrum, and you see the nutmeg on there, which is, I almost picked mahogany, but it's not quite red enough. So it might be cedar. So here's the aroma flavor. So when we smelled it, my husband's first words were overpowering smell of orange. And I agree. That's what you smell. And it has cinnamon and ginger smell. But the spice is the name of the tea. And I think I smell more ginger than cinnamon. And I was going after the cinnamon when I purchased it. I think my husband said he thought the body was full, but I thought it was light. And actually, I have yet to mark a tea with full body. I guess I have it in my head that when tea is a full body, it has more of a pulp kind of body, like orange juice with pulp instead of orange juice without it. And I maybe need to re-rate my body scale, but that's the way it is. Astringency, I've got it as bright and light, so there is a little astringency, but it's not bad. It's a pleasant astringency. Taste, the first words out of my husband's mouth was, "Where did the orange go?" So I do taste mostly cinnamon and maybe some ginger. It was like, yeah, just tasting cinnamon tea to me. Cinnamon and nothing else. It's really weird. I think that this tea is meant to be drank with sugar to bring out the spice flavors. But I can drink it without sugar because it is Ceylon. So I was able to drink it and swallow it, which is great. Because that's something I personally look at for teas. If I can drink it in my little tasting cup without any sugar or milk, it's a good tea, because I want to drink teas without sugar to be more healthy. So that's a plus for this tea, that I can drink it without sugar. But the fact that without sugar in my little tasting cup, all I got was cinnamon. So it's not a good thing. So, but I think this tea is meant to be made by the pot with sugar added and drank from a warm mug full to smell the tea as you sip. You have to smell it holding the warm mug in your hands before you sip to get the citrus and full experience. So we tried it out. Hence, there's my pot. And I have two of these out. One I used with the Gaiwan. Oh, here's what the tea looks like in the Gaiwan if you want to look at it afterwards. Because I always smell it in the dry form and in the wet. But I had to get two infuser baskets out. And so we did a whole pot, put the infuser basket in here, and got a nice warm mug. And yep, this is the way this tea is supposed to be drank. So when we hold the warm mug, oh, this feels so good. Bring it up to our nose and smell it. We can smell the citrus. We can smell the spices. We can smell what we smelt in the dry before you sip. And the sugar definitely brought the citrus back, and the smelling. So you have to, doing this doesn't work because you don't get the smell. You have to, this tea is meant to do like it did and smell up the entire room with the citrus spice smell. And you have to sniff the tea through your nose before you take a sip. And you have to have sugar. But I think that's why this tea is meant to be drank. I just want to stay true to my tasting and do the gaiwan and the tasting cups with all of my tastings so that I can have a good comparison. But you don't buy this tea to drink it this way. You buy this tea to drink it this way. So it would also be good. I want to try it as a latte with milk or cream or steamed milk. The finish was the spice flavors lingered after I swallowed. And the rating, I only gave it 3 hearts. And the reason for that, my hubby said he would never buy it again, but that was before he tasted it by the mug. And I really think it's the ginger. Neither of us like ginger. We're not a fan of ginger. Don't know why. And he did like it better with the sugar in the mug, and he will probably drink it that way. And I did like that it was Ceylon and not so astringent. So see, there's some pluses, but that ginger just spoiled it for us, I think. So it didn't get the 4 hearts because of personal taste. I would, if you like ginger, I would recommend this tea for you. I would. So I want to continue searching for a cinnamon orange without the ginger and the use of Ceylon tea. That's what I want, and I want to find it. And then I might give it some 4 hearts.